everybody, welcome back, and today, I'm angry. Yesterday was a really rough day. Not really because of Pokemon, but because, everything else. But at the end of the day, I hopped on a Pokemon Showdown to play games, and the current state of Pokemon Showdown is that you just have to play against Grimmsnarl every single game. And almost every single Grimmsnarl is Light Screen, Reflect, Spirit Break, and maybe my least favorite move. No, definitely my least favorite move of all time, Thunder Wave. Look. Okay, I get it. Thunder Wave is really good speed control, and I understand that. It's annoying, but from the speed control perspective, I get it. I understand. But the fact that every single time I have to come up against a Grimmsnarl, it just starts clicking T-Wave because it doesn't have anything better to do. And that puts me at a 10. Maybe even an 11. Just like immediately. I don't know if I can describe to you how immediately frustrated I am when I see a Grimmsnarl and I know that it's just going to start clicking T-Wave into things because it doesn't have anything better to do. And I want to say that it's just like, it's the best of one showdown ladder, right? Like, you can't be mad at the best of one showdown ladder, but it's not. It's not the best of one showdown ladder. Thunder Wave is everywhere. Thunder Wave is on, more than half of all the teams in, Regulation I, probably. It's literally everywhere. Screen's Grimmsnarl is so free in this format that most of the teams that you come across on Pokemon Showdown have a Grimmsnarl with Thunder Wave and Screens and Spirit Break. Yes, sometimes people run Fake Out. Sometimes people run Barding Shot or whatever. Sometimes they run Sucker Punch or I don't know if it gets Knockoff, but I'm going to say Knockoff. But you know what they almost always run? They almost always run T-Wave, and if you see one that's running Scary Face, you know what? I have nothing but respect for them, because I would much prefer playing against Scary Face Grimmsnarl. But they're probably not running the optimal Grimmsnarl set, and that is so ridiculous to me. I hate it so much. Thunder Wave makes me so angry. Let's talk about Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave is a move that has been nerfed a lot. It's been nerfed a lot of times. Look, okay? Thunder Wave, paralysis used to make you move even less often than it does now. And it used to quarter your speed instead of half it, which is insane. Freaking, you could T-Wave a Calyrex Shadow Rider and have it be slower, almost be slower than a min-speed Ice Rider if that was still the case. Paralysis has been nerfed a lot of times, all right? You can't paralyze electric types anymore, the other stuff I talked about. T-Wave has been nerfed. They lowered Thunder Wave's accuracy. And yet, they didn't learn their lesson. Okay, Thundurus was a problem because it had T-Wave and it had Swagger, and it was so easy for it to just click Thunder Wave into everything and then Swagger everything and stop everything from being able to move. But they didn't learn their lesson, because then they went ahead and they gave Thunder Wave to basically every single prankster user that's worth talking about ever. The only one that doesn't get it is Whimsicott, and that's because Whimsicott gets Tailwind. If you have Prankster, you either get Tailwind or you get Thunder Wave. And you know what? If you're gonna set up screens, you'd much rather have Thunder Wave, because it's permanent. It's all the Tailwind Prankster users are not that bulky. Like Whimsicott's not that bulky. It's going down in 2 hits, right? Tornadus, you can train it bulky. It's not that bulky. It's going down in 2 hits. Grimmsnarl's gonna sit on the field, homie. If you ignore a Grimmsnarl, your whole team will be paralyzed, and you will be sitting there hoping and praying that you don't hit that 1/3 chance that you're not going to move, and you're going to get it 3 times in the game. And you're going to lose the game because of goddamn Thunder Wave. Look, if I had a nickel for every time that I had lost to full para from Thunder Wave, on the turn that Thunder Wave was clicked, I probably could quit my day job and do YouTube full time. It is ridiculous. It makes me so mad. I feel like Thunder Wave never misses too. Technically, what is hold on. The accuracy is 85%, right? Let me pull it up just to make sure, because I don't want to be wrong. It's 90? Why is it 90? Why does Thunder Wave have higher accuracy than Will-O-Wisp? Bro. I thought it was it's 90? Thunder Wave is 90% accurate. Man, this whole time I thought it was less than that. I thought it was less. It used to be 100%. Before they nerfed Thunder Wave after Thundurus, it used to be 100%, but now it's 90%. And, like, sure, that's a nerf. But, like, also, why does Will-O-Wisp have less accuracy than Thunder Wave? It does, right? Will-O-Wisp is 85. Who? I didn't put D&D 5e on here. Oh my god. It's like you don't know me at all. Go, yeah, 85. 85. And Will-O-Wisp used to be lower. Will-O-Wisp used to be like a 70% accurate move. And Thunder Wave used to be 100%. And now T-Wave is 90 and Will-O-Wisp is still 85%. Yo, man. Boost the accuracy of Will-O-Wisp. Lower the... Let's flip them. Let's make T-Wave 85. Let's make Will-O-Wisp 90. Because, like, what are we doing? Why is T-Wave so good? I'm even more mad because I legitimately thought it was less accurate than it is. That move does not miss 1 out of 10 times. I feel like if T-Wave misses, it's like the happiest day I've ever had because I don't have to deal with T-Wave. And they're probably still going to get to click it next turn because Grimmsnarl behind screens is an extremely bulky Pokemon. It's very hard to knock out unless you target it down. But you see, you can't target down Grimmsnarl because next to it, there's like a Lunala or a Miraidon or some shit. And you gotta get rid of that Pokemon because it's gonna do more damage to you. But the mental damage, the damage to my morale that the T-Wave does makes me want to target down the Grimmsnarl. And, you know, sometimes that's not optimal. And, you know, I just want to play Pokemon without getting paralyzed every game, man. Do you feel that way too? What do you think? What do you think the most unfair move in all of Pokemon is? Because, like, you could make arguments for a lot of things, right? You could say that, like, Surging Strikes specifically from Urshifu is unfair, but, like, I don't know, it doesn't bother me as much as T-Wave. You could say that Astral Barrage is an unfair move, and I would agree with you. I would say it's very unfair, but it's only unfair because Precipice Blades is 85% accurate. Like, if Precipice Blades was 100% accurate, alright, fine. Astral Barrage is fine, it's fair. Same thing with Glacial Lance. Same thing, you know, with other stuff. I legitimately think if Thunder Wave was 75% accurate, people would still run it over Scary Face. Because Paralysis is that good. Paralysis, I don't want to say it's the best. It's obviously not the best status condition, right? The best one is Sleep because it actually stops your opponent from doing stuff 100% of the time for at least one turn, right? But, you know, Sleep is not so much better than Paralysis that they need to nerf every mon who gets Spore. And honestly, most Sleep moves are far less accurate than Thunder Wave and have far less distribution than Thunder Wave. Spore is the only 100% accurate Sleep move, and every single Pokemon that gets to have Spore gets something nerfed about them so that they cannot spam that move. Amoonguss has 30 base speed. Toedscruel, my homie Toedscruel, rest in peace, I'm so sorry. They gave it Mycelium. They literally said, alright, you can be fast with Spore. But whenever you go to click Spore, you do not get to go fast. Even if you set up Trick Room, you do not get to go fast. Breloom's got like such a weird middling speed stat that like Spore is very hard to get off. And also it's like really frail. Brute Bonnet, they literally made Brute Bonnet's stats in such a way that you cannot get a booster speed boost from like photosynthesis. We could go on forever talking about Spore. The Pokemon that learn Spore are not great Pokemon except for Amoonguss. Amoonguss is the only one of them that is great. I mean, I guess Brute Bonnet's like coming around because of its typing. It's really relevant. But like overall, I would say it is not as good of a Pokemon as Amoonguss. And like, you know, obviously Toedscruel has seen play next to Weezing, but that's literally a strategy where you are negating your own abilities. The one thing that's holding Toedscruel back at 90 base speed is not even that fast. It's like it's like as fast as Kyogre, and like Kyogre is not that fast. Kyogre has 90 base speed. So does Toedscruel. I'm pretty sure it's both 90. They might both be 95. Maybe I'm dumb and I'm getting it wrong. It's not that fast. Like, you need help to outspeed things in Regulation I. You will not be outspeeding most of the fast restricted Pokemon in Regulation I, and in turn, you will not be underspeeding any of the slow restricted Pokemon in Regulation I. It's like a really weird middling speed stat now, but because so many Pokemon have 90 base speed, it's like fine, right? We're getting off topic, but I guess what my point is that they take a lot of care to make sure that sleep is not broken, at least in VGC. They take a lot of care to make sure that people cannot do stupid things with sleep. Why are they not taking the same care for Thunderwave? Why is Thunderwave allowed to exist in the form that it is? Why does every prankster Pokemon get Thunderwave? every single one. Like, obviously, they released Thundurus, right? And Thundurus was a problem, not even because it was a legendary Pokemon who could hit really hard. Thundurus was a problem because literally just because it had Prankster and it could click T-Wave and Swagger. And as I've said previously, they nerfed Thundurus into the ground. They nerfed T-Wave. They nerfed Swagger. They nerfed Prankster. And yet here we are, still getting Pokemon that have T-Wave and Swagger like Grimmsnarl, who are objectively just better Prankster users than Thundurus. Because Grimmsnarl has a crazy defensive typing. Dark Fairy is really good, especially in Regulation I. You've got like two weaknesses. You've got just Fairy type weaknesses, basically. You're weak to Steel, Poison, and Fairy. That's it. Like, that's not that bad. You're immune to other Prankster Pokemon because you're a Dark type. And you know, I said that every Prankster Pokemon that gets Tailwind doesn't get T-Wave, but Murkrow gets both. So I hope that I've said something coherent here. I hope that I'm not just rambling, because I have a tendency to do that. Maybe you like that. Maybe that's what you're here for. Being angry at stupid things is at least a part of the AndyLaVGC brand. And if you're coming here off of one of the power scaling videos, I'm sorry, but this is also a pillar of my content. Those videos are probably going to become a pillar of my content. There's only 2 of them and a short right now, but people seem to really like them. So I will keep making them because I think they're funny. I honestly and truly, my goal is to become the most unhinged VGC YouTuber. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but that is my goal. My goal is to make the most unhinged VGC content. That comes to teams. That's these angry rants where I just get absolutely pissed off about something like T-Wave. That's those stupid videos where I say Wolf Click and beat everybody in Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, I don't know if there's much more I can say. Let me be concise for a second, okay? Thunderwave makes me angry because paralysis is probably still too good. They probably need to nerf paralysis one more time and not just say that a ground type Pokemon can't be paralyzed anymore, because that would make me angry. Paralysis is probably still too good. It needs to be nerfed again. Thunderwave is too easy of a way to access paralysis in its current state. And I'm pretty sure that somebody won a game at the regional because they just paralyzed both of their opponent's Pokemons and clicked Rock Slide every turn. I haven't watched that game, but I've heard a lot about it. That's actually kind of really funny. Props for doing it on stream. Props to them. But if that happened to me on stream at a regional, I might just lose it. I might just drop out of the regional at that point. How do you recover? I said I was going to be concise, and I'm doing a very good job. Look, Thunderwave makes me mad. If Thunderwave makes you mad, leave a like, subscribe. We can be friends. If you're running T-Wave Grimmsnarl, I don't know if we can be friends, but you can subscribe anyway. You can still be a fan. We can have a parasocial relationship. But with that, everybody, my name's Andrew. I'll catch you guys next time. Billy's eating an apple. It's loud. I don't know why I gave him an apple right before I started recording, but Billy's eating an apple right now.
A very special thank you to all of the certified AndyLa fans, especially the AndyLa VIPs, including Colton and Cosmic Pharaoh.
Once upon a time, man, I heard that I was struggling. Came from a gen where power creep wasn't coming in. Face long, stats tight, defense up, shack height. Sturdy on me, sash like, got the TM last night. Hit me with that good move, make the smile and act right. Bast boys, better hit that builder. I know that's right, big Bast